crawling back into the deep, dark caves of hunting and fishing. Predators are pretty much low-level characters, because it's not going to do much for anything real high-level. So, it probably banks on commoners more than anything else. But the cave dweller, well, a cave fisher, dwells in caves, primarily known for its life in the dark lands, for its obvious need to hunt in dark caves and living underdown. Sadly, only being CR2 kinda lacklusters its ability to do its job. But either way, it's a specialized hunter that's the equivalent of fighting a centipede without poison, a spider without fangs. It's kind of lacking in every aspect of what you'd think of when it comes to it. But cave fishers themselves primarily hunt in the dark, waiting for small, unsuspecting visitors to appear before it. Its stats itself, considering it's only CR2, vermin-wise, it's unintelligent, which is kind of weird considering how effective it is at its own hunting job. It clambers up onto the ceiling, sticky webs you that go and attaches. I mean, it specializes in hunting from 30 feet up on the ceiling, and pretty much banks on you not suspecting anything from the ceiling to come hit you. It hunts primarily over chasms underground, which is kind of scary in and of itself, because they're gonna fall and not gonna make it out of the chasm, much less the actual creature itself. And it hunts over water, which, ironically, it doesn't have the capability to really swim. It can, I mean, it can try. It's got a decent strength score, so, I mean, that's a plus. But for the most part, it hangs around bridges and ledges, hunting for pretty much people who are suckered enough to not look for it. Most seasoned travelers know where its hunting cages are, leaving gifts and every other environment to distract it from hunting. But it eats everything. Probably won't aim for any of the small animals like rats and mice and such small vermin. It, in fact, as unintelligent as they claim it is, it will actually use said creatures as bait for larger sized creatures, which, given the fact that its filament is nearly invisible to the eye to see, and sticky as all get out, yeah, it does a pretty good job on that one too. As its name implies, it actually, in fact, has its filament, which is just a thin, sticky, essentially spider webby type creature to go for, that it spits through its lovely mouth application. It's actually fairly hard for someone in the CR in its CR range that would be fighting it to actually break free, considering it's a solid DC 20 strength check just to be able to escape, on top of the 25 escape artist. Breaking it, on the other hand, I mean, I guess swords work great. It's not really hard to hit it. It's a long, sticky strand. But considering it aims for individuals or anything else, the strand itself is actually quite useful if you can manage to catch it alive, seeing as how it can be used to make universal solvent, which is actually really widely praised, and very common on people actually wanting to catch them alive or raise young. Which, good luck, considering I don't think these aren't exactly the most flourishing creatures in the world. Considering you see very little of them in actual cave hunting, and their overall strength isn't amazing. I mean, yeah, it's a spider essentially with cockroach features. But as it said, its filament is produced from the glands of its body, which then is outputted by its lovely mouth face tentacle thing to shoot a fairly effective rope on things. It is superficially similar to crabs, but can't swim. It's got crab legs, crab arms, you know, all the good stuff. But I don't think I'm going to see this thing going and swimming anytime soon. Because, I mean, to be fair, it's got the crab features for you. It's got legs, crab arms. For some reason, it's got the spider. It's most commonly got like a centipede type of leggings on it. Yeah, you know, creature stuff. I mean, beyond that, It sells pretty good to go and actually get the gland if you can catch it alive well enough to be able to take the gland out. But overall, it's kind of just a creature that exists in itself. But tactically, oh, I did have a picture for that. But it's pretty much crab spider mix up, maybe a little centipede. Could use a poison, probably would make it a little more effective at its job. But it literally will just jump you. I mean, it aims for rivers to go for that jump through, hunts things on them. People will commonly bring, I guess it sounds grim, but slaves and other barn animals to sacrifice to go and just use them to distract them. But beyond that, it's very good at catching you off guard. It'll stand high above cliffs, catch you with its net, pull you up, and munch on you from there. Generally, it aims to be high up, because then, you know, common adventurers can't really get to it. And it's not going to get munched if you do that. And it's very associated with the dark lands, because there's lots of caves, forests, and dark environments for it to aim for. But it can be in other places. Anywhere that pretty much has a cave, you can probably run into it. Considering it gets to be 7 feet tall, I'd be more scared of that thing being around me. But 7 feet tall. Oh, somehow I grabbed the wrong one. Alright. 7 feet tall. Well, 7 feet long, I guess, more accurate. But either way, 7 feet, 400 pounds, that's terrifying. It sheds pretty much like insects, so that makes it even worse. But they don't. I mean, it's swift-flowing subterranean rivers are very common to see it. Just because trade routes commonly break through them. Other than that, you won't find a large amount of them running around. They're vermin in themselves. They've got dark vision, as most vermin do. AC is nothing to crack-eyed. Hit points, it's CR2, so what do you want? Now, the funness that comes out of it, especially at low levels, because you really can't do much about this thing, is you can sit here and wait, cavern, grabs people, they cut the rope, they fall off, always fun. I mean, if you really want to leave them in terrains they don't normally environment in, you could, but it's kind of rude more than anything else. But every other vermin in existence pretty much go for. And it's probably one of the biggest vermin you can get that isn't, like, gigantified to extremes. Man, this thing would be terrifying to picture running around in the dark. But hey, if you really want to fight one, be my guest. Bet you it gives you that satisfying squish noise for getting stepped on and going splat. I can imagine they live in caves that probably ropers hang out the same thing because they have the same kind of tactics. But considering it eats everything, I doubt it will eat anything and be able to work with anything. I mean, it kind of relies on that spider moments of everything is lunch, mixed in with that crab moment of eat what you can and do what you cannot. But ironically, it's a creature you probably don't see all that often. And the handful of times you do see it, it probably didn't do much. It's like many giant insects, the deadliest thing you can do with them is not really fight them. They're literally used as low-level enemy encounters in most video games. You don't usually actually see a whole lot of caverns or chasms and especially rivers through caves. That's a real odd one to get choice to do, but you don't see them and you probably expect them. Scary part to think about is the fact that they shed like as insects would. So you're gonna see some giant-ass carapaces running around and ooh. Imagining carapaces that big sitting out in the open. I mean, at least they're probably smart enough to shed in places that aren't where they're going to be sleeping and eating. But even then, it's more of a flavorsome in the world. Unfortunately, with the Bestiary 1 being its home book it comes from, yeah, that's probably about right. Either way. If you want to see one, go for it. You're probably not going to find anyone getting jump scared too badly at that, or inconvenienced, but if you think you can do it, go ahead. Players will probably torch that thing quick enough. It realistically is only an explanation for universal solvent, is really what it does. And pretty much where that world generates that stuff. And the gland is only worth 100 gold pieces of material, so it's not super amounts of it. Because I don't think solvent's all that worth. But hey, if you need a glue factory, you're not using horses, you're using giant cave fishers. Oh, just imagining a horse just out in the big old horse pasture, and there's a big old spider crab creature out there. It's being milked. Oh, oh, hey, now I think about it, that just reminds me of those like Futurama cattle that are on the moon cattle. They just got a milking their tongue for that. Oh no, the image is gross. Oh. It's like every fantasy novel ever. Oh no, please don't. Please don't feed this to to a local e-girl. Your goth friend's gonna love you for bringing a cave fisher. Oh, that's so. Oh, talk about fulfilling that fantasy. Oh, well, leave it at that. If you have any plans or any uses of it, go ahead and leave it down in the comments and give me excitement. It can't be any worse than thinking about fantasy books for that. Alright. Bye bye.